As the unforgettable Mikhail Mikhailovich Zhvanetsky used to say, it's easier to change a woman than to understand her. And he was damn right. Men, let's put our hand on our heart, or wherever you usually put it, and admit it, we're blind. You look at her and think, what does she want? She fixes her hair. Is she flirting, or does her head just itch? She crosses her legs. Is she seducing you, or does she just need to use the bathroom? For centuries, we've been reading tea leaves, but it turns out the answer has long been written in the 9th grade biology textbook. Today, we'll break down 11 signals from a woman's body that are practically screaming with desire, while you, my dear ones, are staring at your phones or discussing the price of Bitcoin. We'll add a bit of hard science, a bit of psychology, and of course that famous Odessa wisdom, because without humor, dealing with women would just drive you to drink. Listen carefully and take notes, so you won't end up saying, "But I thought we were just friends." Now let us all, though, together embark on a journey to become truly enlightened. Fact number 1, the eyes. Let's start with the mirror of the soul. Science says that when a woman sees someone she likes, in other words, you, if you're lucky, her dopamine levels in the blood spike sharply. This triggers a physiological reaction. The pupils dilate and the eyes start to dry out more quickly. The body tries to moisten them so she can get a better look at her prey. As a result, she starts blinking 2 or even 3 times more often than usual. This is pure biology. You can't fake it. But what does the man think? He thinks she has a nervous tic or that something got in her eye. Idiot. It also sends a signal of childish helplessness. Frequent eyelash fluttering is an evolutionary imitation of a child. She says, "I am weak, I am safe. Don't hurt me, but rather take me in your arms." As the great Fina Ranevskaya said, the brain, the ass and the pill have their other half, but I am whole from the start. So, if this whole woman looks at you and flutters her eyelashes like a butterfly flaps its wings, don't look for a catch, don't offer her eye drops. That's a green light. Offer her help, a compliment, or at least a glass of wine. Fact number 2, the wrist. Think of old movies. In the 20th century, women smoking was considered wildly sexy. Why? It's not about the tobacco. It's about the gesture. By holding a cigarette holder or a cigarette, a woman would turn her wrist outward, showing her wrist. From an anthropological point of view, the inner side of the wrist is one of the most erogenous, delicate, and unprotected areas on the body. The skin there is thin, light, and the veins run close to the surface. By showing you her wrist, a woman is subconsciously saying, "I'm not armed. I don't have a stone in my hand. I trust you." It's an ancient gesture of submission and invitation. In Odessa, old flirts used to teach the young ones, "Syoma, listen here. If a woman shows you her claws, run. If she shows you her wrist, kiss it." Notice, when a woman is bored or closed off, her hands are hidden, crossed or lying palms down. But as soon as an interesting male appears, her hands start to dance, revealing these delicate areas. She might adjust her watch, bracelet, or simply gesture with her palms facing up. This is an invitation for tactile contact, which you of course missed while looking at the menu. Fact number 3, hair. You walk into the room and she immediately starts fussing, fixing her hair, fluffing her curls, tucking a strand behind her ear, or twirling it around her finger. What does the average man think? Probably that she's looking for a mirror or worried her hair is messy. But in reality, a much more complex biological process is taking place. This is called grooming. Among primates, it's a way to show, "Look how thick and healthy my fur is. I'm a great female for continuing the species." But there's also a second hidden meaning. When a woman raises her hands to her head to fix her hair, she exposes her armpits. Sorry for being so naturalistic, but that's exactly where our pheromones come from. By tossing her hair, she is literally spraying her unique scent in your direction. It's a chemical attack. She's marking her territory with her scent. As Mikhail Zhvanetsky joked, only our women can fix their makeup and hair before opening the door for the plumber. It's an instinct to always be ready. If she touches her hair right in front of you, you've passed the initial selection. Congratulations. Fact number 4, the tilt of the head. You're telling a story, and she's listening, her head slightly tilted to the side and smiling. Cute, isn't it? But let's dig a little deeper. In the wild, the neck is the most vulnerable spot. A predator always grabs its prey by the throat. That's why when wolves in a pack are sorting out their relationships and one surrenders, it exposes its neck, as if to say, "Go ahead, bite me, I'm yours, I won't resist." In humans, this gesture has transformed into flirtation. By baring her neck, a woman is showing her carotid artery. It's as if she's telling your subconscious, "I don't see you as a threat. I feel safe with you. I trust you with my life." This is a powerful signal of trust and flirtation. If a woman sits up straight, as if she swallowed a stick, that's the posture of a boss or a strict teacher. But a relaxed neck is the posture of a lover. But be careful. As they say at Privoz, young man, don't confuse an intelligent woman who's interested in you with one whose neck is just stiff from your boring story. If she tilts her head and doesn't blink, she might just be sleeping with her eyes open. Fact number 5, lips. The Angelina effect. Red lipstick is not just a fashion statement, it's biological plagiarism. When a woman is aroused, her heartbeat quickens and blood rushes to her lips, making them brighter, redder, and a bit swollen. By the way, this mimics the rush of blood to other, more intimate lips. Nature is cunning. To enhance this effect or to moisten lips that have dried from excitement, a woman starts licking or gently biting them. Freud would probably give an entire lecture here about oral fixation, but we'll put it simply, the mouth is the main gateway to pleasure. If she looks at your lips while you're talking and then bites her own, stop talking immediately. Stop talking about carburetors or politics. This is a direct call to action. Zhvanetsky wisely warned, some women touch your heart, others get stuck in your liver. But those who know how to play with their lips and lick them at the right moment and beautifully, usually go straight to a man's head and turn it off completely. Don't be slow, take action. Fact number 6, legs. Basic instinct. Sharon Stone in the movie Basic Instinct built her career with a single leg cross. Why is this gesture so hypnotizing? Crossed legs are not always, as cheap psychology books claim, a closed-off posture. On a date, this is often a way to tense the thigh and calf muscles so they look firmer and more toned. A woman knows her strengths. Here, it's important to turn on your inner knee detector. Look at where her top knee is pointing. If the tip of her knee is aimed at you, you're in the game. Right now, you are the center of her universe. If her knee is pointing at the door or the bartender, oy vey, it's time for you to ask for the check. There's nothing for you here. And pay attention to her shoe. If she has half removed her shoe and is dangling it from her toes, that's a game, that's undressing, that's acceptable in polite society. As Zhvanetsky used to say, beauty is a terrible force, and beautiful legs in the right pose are a force of strategic importance. She changes her pose not because she's uncomfortable, but so you'll take another look at the curve of her ankle. Fact number 7, the voice. Have you noticed that with the man she loves, a woman speaks in a completely different voice? Not the one she uses to yell at the cat or scold her subordinates. Her voice becomes a bit higher, more ringing, sometimes even a little childish and capricious. Biology is in charge again. A high-pitched voice is associated with youth, fragility, and a high level of the female hormone, estrogen. But a low, husky, sultry voice is a signal of testosterone, dominance, and sexual readiness. A wise woman intuitively masters both registers. On a date, she chatters away, triggering your instinct to protect and care for her, but in an intimate setting, she switches to a whisper. As the old Jews in Odessa joke, Sorochka's voice was such that you not only wanted to listen to her, but also to obey her. If, when she sees you, her commanding tone turns into a gentle purr, that's chemistry you can't hide. Ears are also an erogenous zone, and she knows it. Fact number 8, the mirror. She drinks wine. You also reach for your glass. You lean forward. She leans toward you. You lean back in your chair, she does the same. This is called mirroring. At this moment, her mirror neurons are actively working in her brain. This is the highest form of empathy and affection. She is subconsciously trying to synchronize with you, to become one with you, to show, look, I am just like you, we are of the same blood. This is a sure sign the connection has been made.
But be careful. If she copies your gestures, that's infatuation. If she copies your words and intonations, that might be sarcasm. And if she copies your salary and habits, then most likely she's already your wife. Want to check if she likes you? Try this test, change your posture, cross your arms, or pick up a napkin. If in 10 or 20 seconds she unconsciously repeats this movement, congratulations, you're in control of the situation. The connection is established. Fact number 9, accidental touches. Oh, I touched you by accident. Oh, you have a speck of dust here. Remember, gentlemen, with a woman who's interested, nothing happens by accident. Her manicure was planned 2 weeks in advance. Her shoes are matched to the color of her eyes. And her accidental touches on your forearm are a precisely calculated tactical nuclear strike. Skin-to-skin contact triggers the release of oxytocin, the bonding hormone. By touching you, she is literally marking her territory, staking her claim on you, and breaking the barrier of personal space. Zhvanetsky said it brilliantly. Do nothing, be nobody, say nothing, and then you can avoid criticism. But you can't avoid a woman that way. If she touches you, straightens your tie, brushes off invisible specks from your jacket, or touches your knee under the table, she is already mentally trying on your last name. Don't resist. Surrender yourself. In this captivity, the food is delicious. Fact number 10, playing with objects. Freud was right. Watch her hands when you speak. If she starts slowly stroking the stem of her glass, twisting a ring on her finger back and forth, or running her fingers along a chain on her neck, lowering it into her neckline. Psychologists call this by the boring term, displaced activity. When the energy of excitement is off the charts, it needs an outlet, and she transfers it to objects. But it looks hypnotic. Cylindrical objects in a woman's hands. Well, you're adults, you get the hint. This is pure subconscious. As the old Jews in Odessa used to say, easier. Watch what she does with her hands. If she's fiddling with a button on your shirt, she's thinking about how to unbutton it faster. If she's fiddling with a button on her own blouse, she's thinking about how to get away from you as quickly as possible. Watch the hands, gentlemen. A woman's hands never lie, unlike her words. If she's caressing her glass, she's imagining something else in its place. Well, not the glass. Fact number 11, the walk. And finally, the queen of all signals, the walk. A woman's anatomy is unique. Her pelvis is wider than a man's, so when she walks, she has to sway her hips just to keep her balance. But when she knows you're watching her, that pendulum starts swinging at full power with an even greater amplitude. The runway walk, where the feet are placed in a figure-8 line, was created specifically to maximize the sway of the hips. High heels are the main helpers in this matter. Zhvanetsky put it brilliantly. A woman's walk is her face when she's walking away. If she walks past you and then, after a few steps, lightly glances back over her shoulder and looks you in the eyes, that's the finishing shot. You have exactly 3 seconds to catch up with her. If you just stand there like a statue, you become a monument to the unknown lover. Run, you fools. That's what women's signals are like. Complicated? Yes. Dangerous? Absolutely. But as Mikhail Mikhailovich himself said, life is short and you have to know how. You have to know how to leave a bad movie, put down a bad book, and walk away from a bad woman. But if you notice at least 3 out of these 11 signs, it means the woman is good and you shouldn't leave her. You need to take action. Write in the comments which of these signals you missed most often. Let's laugh together at our male blindness. Give a like for Odessa Wisdom and be sure to subscribe to the channel. Next time, we'll talk about women who are more dangerous than the mafia. See you next time.